Okay, we are back. Just making sure these windows are all okay. It looks good to me. So here I'm taking on I am opperwezen. His blind account is jonnyrolstoel. He's an extremely talented blindfold player. It's going to be very tough. We're playing 5+3. Just double checking this. Yeah, seems to be okay. The viewers board is okay. It's not going to show me the follows because then I'll have to look at the pieces, which I'm not going to do. So this is a blank board that I'm seeing on the bottom left. And all that I can see now is the chat and the blank board. So I'm not entirely sure how, you see some streamers and they go, someone is following me, thanks for the follow. I wish that would appear somehow on the screen where I'm on, like the browser or the desktop or something, but it seems like maybe you have to have Twitch open or some other way to do it, OBS open, but because OBS, that's the broadcasting software, is actually displaying the the full board with the pieces, which I don't see. So if I have that open, then anyway, there should be the least of my concerns at the moment. I better put some attention into this game. All right, so we've had a kind of unusual gambit declined, sort of like an exchange French now. I'm just trying to get a handle of the move order. So he's gone a6. Always a useful move in the French to stop bishop b5 check. Pawn's on d5. We've traded here. Yeah. Just trying to think what's different to how I normally play this with the pawn on a6. Bishop b4. All right. I might actually try and entice him to play pawn at e4. And if he does, I'll drop the bishop back to e2. I've played d4, that's the difference. Yeah, sometimes I play knight e5 before I go d4. So in my head, I'm trying to work out where the transposition is after knight e5, a6, and then I would go d4 anyway. All right, so then bishop b4, then bishop d3. So he's got a pawn in hand. I mean, the most useful squares would either be e4 or a3 at the moment. Okay, knight c6. By the way, as you can see, I'm playing on the Mugwort blind account, which means, of course, if you want to watch on Lichess, you'll have to follow Mugwort blind because the other Mugwort guy isn't doing much at the moment except following. So he's following along in the invisible board behind, and yeah, the empty board is what you see on the bottom left. Should be obvious with the signs I added. Okay, so there's a little bit of a target here. I'm expecting some bishop drop back on the board. So jonnyrolstoel sometimes plays in the long arenas. Some are Fishy Vishy's prize arenas, and maybe he's played in some of the 24-hour ones too, or the shields. Okay, pawn h3's being... he's not just sitting there and defending, he's trying to give it to me as well. All right. So I don't want to take this one. It leaves a big hole on g2, maybe rook g1. or maybe taking on c6. Queen e2 is another option. Yeah, where's my bishop d3? Let's go queen e2. So intending just to take here next. Of course, if he takes here, I can always go rook g1. Now, sometimes in Blindfold, you forget when pieces are blocking certain files. I'm hoping knight takes c6 is check. And I'm going to be in big trouble if it's not check. I mean, I can always play rook g1 first if I'm not sure, but he didn't put anything on e4. The bishop's here, the knight's here. His bishop's come out to b4. We've traded here. Yeah, he's played e takes d5 on move 4. So I think... Oh yeah, I guess he wants to put a pawn back on e4. That's his idea. So I do have to play rook g1. Oh, I see. There may be a problem here. But the bishop will help cover me on e2 in case I have to sack the queen. So I'm looking at pawn drop here, knight drop here in future. Ah, he hasn't gone that way. Right. So the queens are staring off at each other. Probably should have gone rook g1 first. Yeah, it's a good move. And maybe I just have to take this and allow g takes h1. Because it's this check I'm worried about, knight at f3 check. That's going to be my biggest problem. So rook g1, knight f3, king d1. Knight takes rook would be the simplest, I guess. And I don't see how to avoid that. So queen takes, bishop takes. I mean, you still got knight f3 check anyway. So I probably just... Oh, but then what have I got in hand? Just a queen. Yeah, this is no good either. Alright, I'll just play rook g1. So if I allow this, then maybe if I had a bishop or a knight to drop back on f1, maybe it would be okay. I mean, still pawn at g2 looks very dangerous in that case, but yeah. So here knight at f3 is going to be a big worry for me. Okay, he's gone for extra material. Good idea as well. I'm expecting just takes here. So I've still got knight takes c6. Ah, he's gone that way. Hang on, what have I missed? Ah, yeah, okay. If I take there, he's got knight at b2 and then queen at d2. So this forces king takes. And then he'll pick off this one with check. I'll come back. Yep, I think it's force mate in a few. Yep. And yeah, that's it. Very good. You got some chat. What's Crazyhouse? No, it's not normal chess. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but yeah, it's if you like more tactical games, more action from the beginning, then Miss Derndak says, now I'm at the level of 3 years old Kasparov. I don't know, who knows how good Kasparov was when he was 3 years old? Did he even know what chess was? Yeah, it's a bit hard to work out the precise moment where, wow, I went wrong last game. Oh, you probably just rook g1 instead of the check on c6. Maybe something else. Okay. So what's happening? He's going b3, bishop b2, e3, knight f3. I've put pawns here, knight here. So it's bishop d6, I suppose. Bishop b5. All right, so again, I'm just going to have to cover this. Queen e7. Yeah, lesson opening in Crazyhouse. It's something that Johnny likes to throw in now and then. I suppose knight f6. Just making sure all the central pawns are covered. Now, is he going to play d3, d4? Is he going to castle? Yeah, this is blindfold. It's whatever signs you see on your screen. This is what's happening. It's Mugwort's board below, the empty board where I'm just clicking on the green squares here, moving the mouse. You can see this. If it's still working, I hope. And the big board is invisible to me. And this is hiding behind like this. So I don't get to see the pieces at all. And my opponent is also playing blindfold. So this is just a one-on-one blindfold match. Blindfold Crazyhouse. It's been done a few times on stream before. So Johnny or opperwezen also has some videos online where he's playing very fast blindfold. We got a bit of a slower time control here, but also Legion Destroyer and Kyle Legion play blindfold as well. I think Retarded Platypus as well from time to time. Okay, so he's gone d4 now. With a knight on c3, he's trying to take back with a knight, put some pressure on d7. Maybe take here, follow up with knight at f5. So that's what happens if I take here. And of course the other option is to push forwards. And is he going to go knight e5 anyway, or maybe around the other way? Yeah, I like e4 here. So d4, e4, knight e5. Oh, it's going to get tricky if I take that. I'll allow some knight discovery, but I don't quite see it. So he's got a bishop in hand too, so maybe bishop back to d4, bishop f4, one of these squares. Take here, take here. All right, and then d5 is falling. So Legion, Johnny won the first game. This is game number 2, in case you're watching on a non-PC device. Right, so knight e5, take, bishop back. He's going to trade here. And I'm going to have some problems to solve, but I'll have to come up with a solution. So his bishop's here, knight here, bishop here. I'm expecting bishop at d4 or bishop at f4 or bishop at g3 perhaps. But there's many moves possible. So Johnny is very good at coming up with moves which are completely unexpected. So from my side, I've got to try and keep these pawns intact. I don't want to drop one because then the other one will fall too, most likely. Queen here is a little bit vulnerable. main sequence is back. So we're doing one-on-one blindfold versus blindfold here. Atomic player as well. How's it going, guys? Yeah, when Opper goes into these deep thinks, I really don't know what to expect on the next move. I guess he's trying to find a way to undermine these pawns here. If he drops the bishop back on a4, then I should be able to cover this knight here on c6 without too many worries. Does anyone know what it means when you see a plus next to someone's name? So when you see the viewers, there's a plus next to their name. I'm not quite sure. I've got a little squiggle next to my name. I guess that means I'm a moderator or the channel owner or something. Okay, bishop at f4. Now, not many options here. I do want to cover c7, so just looking at queen e7. No, Miss Dundak, it's not beer, it's just cola, organic cola. Or soda with a cola flavour, rather. Alright, wow, the game's going to get crazy now. Okay, I think I just have to take that because otherwise there's too many threats. Ah, I didn't see this line is even open. In that case, maybe we would have played something different. And now all the lines are open. This is a big problem. This one. I got targets everywhere. Maybe knight at b4? Sometimes when you miss one thing in blindfold, everything falls apart all at once. So he's got 3 bishops on the board. I'm trying to hold on to c6, hit the queen, hit c2 with check, all at the same time. I'm really worried about g7 though, because then something here will be either hitting the queen or check, and I have to waste time maybe saving the rook. Queen d2, alright, he's backed off. Is this a threat here? Queen is covering. Still got a pawn on e4, maybe I can do something with that. Pawn at f3 perhaps, knight at h4. What's he threatening? Maybe something at d5. There's also this line. Queen d2. I'm going to go for pawn at h3. I've just got to be aggressive here. I've got to try and get in first. It's a very open position with all these diagonals. So I've got to try and get in first. No, Mr. Jack, I guarantee it's non-alcoholic cola. Castle queenside, wow. Right, so knight at b4, knight at c6, bishop still here. I guess I could start with taking that one. Oh, hang on, what's happening here? This line looks completely open. Ah? Rook d1. Oh, bishop takes c7. Oh, wow. And I've still got a bishop here, which is not going to help me defend. So his bishop's here. He's basically just wiped out all my pieces. Uh-oh. Bishop takes c7. I missed that one. So I No, I don't have a choice. I think I just have to take it. I guess pawn at d6, or maybe something here. I got a knight there that's not pinned anymore, but that's not going to be any use either. Yeah, alright, well, maybe I just have to take it. It's just going into survival mode here. Only 3-second increment. I've been playing 10 or 20. Knight at c4. If I go there, he's got a check. If I go there, I'm also running into big problems. Pawn at d6. Queen at d6. Ah, he wants this one. Yeah, well, I think I have to... it's still mate anyway. Yeah. Oof, wow. This is too tough. Castles queenside always has me really confused. Yeah, we'll play a couple more. We'll see how we go. Alright. Let's see if he does a different opening, or he might try and improve. Try and improve on last time. d5. Okay, is he going to go e6 or a6? Knight f6. I'll try knight c3 this time. It's just it gives black a little bit less initiative than the gambit with bishop b5 check and c6 and so on. I'll try this one. You can take on c3 if you're feeling brave and allow the sack on f7. Just a little bit easier to play for white. So Kryptone also sent a challenge, but yeah, maybe you'll get a go. So you should always tell me if you're playing blind. Like my opponent here, opperwezen, this is his blind account. If you want to play normal, that's perfectly okay. It's completely up to you what you want to do. We're just playing casual at the moment. Alright, e6, knight f3. Castle. So this is a very common line. We actually had this game in the chess.com championships. I'm sure Opper's not going to repeat exactly the same moves. Alright, the knight really has to come back to e1, but it is useful in defense. So trading here is an option. There's plenty of options also for the bishop. All the lines are kind of similar, but they all have their own unique subtleties about them. Fonzo Curry asked if I play bullet. I don't like playing bullet. I mean, maybe 2-0 is about as fast as I'll go normal Crazy House. I've played in a few 2-0 arenas blindfold. Sometimes I go okay, sometimes I just lose a whole bunch of games in a row. What is happening here? 95 now. This is the first very unexpected move. So, of course, the idea is the queen here is unprotected. There's a check. There's bishop back to e2. Alright, what do I want to do with it? He's trying to check first and then... Okay. So he's calculated takes. Then the rook is open here. My knight's still a bit awkward on e1. And with the knight on e1, I don't want to make too many trades too early. But perhaps I'll just help him bring the bishop to a better square on c6 where it's firing down at the king. So that leads me to think... Probably should get rid of the bishop here. Something about this I don't quite like. Or maybe bishop back to e2. Bishop e2. Alright, I'm going to go bishop back to e2. Just might be facing a storm of pieces pointing at my king very soon. It's all a matter of whether he wants to leave this knight dangling on e5. He's always got that option, and you know, a move like this. Yeah, so that's as expected. So the problem is if I take a queen swap, bishop takes, knight at h3, and I don't have f2 covered, and yeah, I don't have h1 covered either. So I think I have to play a move like f3 just to take away the pressure of the diagonal, bishop on the diagonal. I mean, he's probably just going to sack otherwise, so the bishop and queen do help, and the knight helps support this square on f3. Fonzakari says in the chat, I'd like to start to play Ultra Bullet Simul 10 boards blindfold. What about you throwing Crazyhouse and 960 at the same time? Why not Crazyhouse, 960, 10 boards, blindfold, Ultra Bullet, all at the same time? If anyone could do that, I'd be pretty impressed. I don't think even Penguin could do that one. Yeah, sounds pretty hard. Okay, what's happening here? It's a big battle over the square f3. Yeah, I could do that and flag on all boards too, Kyle. So there's going to be some massive action on f3, I guess. Take, take, take. Queen or rook. Then aiming at the f7 square. This h5 move looks a little bit funny. And now this knight is really dangling here on e5, so he's got to do something with it. Pawn at h3. Alright, if I take, knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes. What's the problem? Where are his minor pieces after that? He'll have two knights in hand, plus a bishop on f8. These pawns are safe. I still got a bishop on c1. He must have some big idea here that I'm missing. so we're going to find out soon because I don't see it. Take there. Bishop, queen. So I think the material is that white's ahead of pawn. Just this pawn on h3. Knight at g5, okay. So is this line open to take that? It is. Queen takes his check. Okay, I didn't see that was check. Well, let me just put a pawn back here. I mean, putting a bishop on could potentially be useful in attack. Yeah, I'll do it that way. Alright, so he's got some big idea here with, I don't know, something at h4. Yeah, check here, right. So king h1, I mean, it seems safe enough. I might be proven wrong, but it seems safe enough for me. He's still going to guard f7. Bishop at c6. Okay, this appears to be a pin. Where are my minor pieces gone? 3 knights in hand. Oh, I forgot where the 4th one is. So I traded the bishop. Oh, yeah, the bishop's on g3, right. So I got nothing on this line here. I suppose I should just go pawn at e4. So I'm looking at all these pieces on the dark squares. I have f2 covered. There's no pin here. Alright, so he's trying to block the f file by doing this. I would play a knight at h3, but there's already a pawn there. What else is happening? Maybe he wants to trade this one. How can I knock away his queen? That's what I'm wondering. I don't want to block the f file. What about pawn h4? Queen g4. Take that. Ah, h takes. Ah, that's what the pawn is doing there. Oh no. I forgot about that one. I put the pawn there. Yeah, time is an issue. Oh no, I think he had some knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes here. Pawn at f3, maybe rook takes h3. Oh no, there's still a pawn here. Too complicated. Alright, what did we do last time? That was a b3. Okay, let's mix it up a little bit. Let's gives white a few options. He wants to go d4 or try and transpose to other lines. It's all getting complicated. They're forgetting pieces. Yeah. Tends to happen when you got no time and you pass 20 moves. Alright. Gambit the knight. Put it on offer if he wants it. e6. Let's get rid of that pin as fast as possible. Probably queen e7. Oh, what? Yeah, what is this? Pawn takes. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Knight at c7, is that the idea? Well, I mean, I gotta do it. Well, the idea, Jagul, to sack a knight in the opening is so you have a nice, safe, solid position, but I wasn't expecting knight at d6. That was a surprise. Alright, so my pawns are like this. Of course he's going to pick off the rook and maybe exchange queens, but seems like the key square to go after that is c7. This check may help at some point. Hang on, he hasn't played d4. Okay, it's not a check. Still could be a useful move anyway. Alright. Does it make a difference where I go? Maybe not. I'm just going to make sure I cover the square next move after knight takes a8. So it's either bishop at a5 or bishop at d8 I'm looking at. Knight a6 maybe. But when you're defending, it's always useful to put another piece on the board though. I'm just not sure what role this knight has on b8. I might have forgotten. Oh no, this knight's not there. I already traded it. And the bishop's still there. But the bishop isn't going to help me cover c7. And maybe put the two bishops together like this. It'll help guard most of the squares. Okay, so bishop takes. Looking at knight takes rook. Maybe bishop at b8. Queen at b7 is another option, but then there's rook at c7. So what would he have then? Two queens in hand. Bishop back to d8, is it possible? Okay, bishop back to d8, at least it leaves this rook open. So bishop's like this, rook coming across, all pieces huddling next to the king. The pawns will keep me safe from any sort of frontal attack. The pawn on f6 also does a good job stopping the knight jumps. And of course if he castles, then the aim would be to open up this diagonal for the bishop to launch some sort of a counter attack. Now what's he? He's traded the bishop. He's still got the knight here. Hasn't moved any of these pieces. So you could say the only pieces white has developed is a knight on f3 and a knight on a8. Do you call that a fully developed piece? Knight in the corner. It's not really where it wants to be, but yeah, the bishops together do a very good job covering both color squares around the king. I'm not sure what he's going to do next. Hard to predict. Queen at b8. Alright, so bit of a target here. I guess he's just intending rook at c7 as well. Maybe even rook at b7. So we could possibly swap queens. Queen at b7. It's not very exciting. Could we throw in a check first at least? Yeah, it's always very relieving to see this plus sign, because that means there's nothing blocking the path. Of course, I just see an empty board, but in case I forget something, then I'm usually just leaving a mate open or hanging a queen or something if I miss a check like that. Okay, rook at e3. I didn't see my time was running so low. So queen there, bishop's here. Yeah, I might. Yeah, right, I might trade that rook and give it back to him. Probably that wasn't the smartest thing to do. Okay, d takes. Yeah, looking at a check, but maybe that's just helping my opponent. So what squares have I got to cover? a7, c7. And maybe rook at b7 would be a good idea. And these bishops will be defending each other, right? So just in case of bishop t2, that's why that's important that the bishops are guarding each other. Dreamy, gluten-free. That's too complicated to read at this moment of the game. Talking about some actors. Okay, knight d2. I wasn't expecting this one. Okay, rook at b7. Now my bishop's still here, right? What? What? Don't I have a pawn like this? Queen takes. Rook at d6. Hang on, what's going on? I'm so confused. He wants to take the bishop. Okay. So maybe king e7. I don't want this bishop pinned. And then king takes rook. Ah, this rook's hanging too. Oh man, too much. There's too much to see. Alright, can't see anything better. So d7 I'm going to cover. There's already a pawn on c6, I think. I've got this upside down boat formation here, I think. Is that pawn still there? Now why isn't he taking my rook on b7? Maybe I should put a rook on d7 in that case. I want to keep these guys protecting each other. And what about some counterattack? Yeah, let's at least try. So this bishop's blocked. Knight at f4 could be coming soon. Ah, there's a pawn here though. Ah, drat. How about pawn at e2? Does that do anything? Even more aggressive moves like rook at d1, pawn at e2, knight at f4, take knight at d4. Is that enough to mate? Maybe that's why he's hesitating, because he sees rook at d1. How the upside down boat. Rook at e2, is that also a threat? Okay, rook at e2, he's got king d1. Rook takes, bishop takes. Pawn here. I'd rather start with this one. Alright, knight at f4 first and knight at d4 next. Bishop still here. King f1. Queen at e2 check. Queen e1 check. And knight e2. Voila! 2 games all. Wow. So that was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 move combo. Yeah, and I needed that rook on d6. So I actually thought Opper was hesitating on this move, queen takes b7, because he must have seen some rook drop on e2 or d1 and he was calculating everything. But yeah, happy to find that one. I'm not sure whether it works in all cases, like king f3. I had a lot of pieces in hand though, so I think it worked. I learned the power of having a queen and knight in Crazyhouse. They're a pretty powerful duo. Very potent together, the queen and knight formation. Yeah, okay, says he saw it, but he wasn't blindfolded. Yeah, okay, I noticed when he's analyzing, he's always looking at... I had 4 sequences like that, and sometimes when I've been defending the whole game, I tend to forget to look, especially if I pick up a rook like I did on d6. I tend to just forget to look at new opportunities to attack, where I'm more focused on protecting all the squares and covering everything, making sure I got squares like c7, b7, a7, d6 all covered. But I think I'm just telling Opper that we're going to take a break if he wants. So yeah, so what I could do now is then go back to the other account. And then, yeah, just to rewind to the critical moment. So, I mean, I think it's pretty much forcing from here. But if he can't take on b7, then that means the whole rook at d6 maybe is not working so well. Yeah, so I eventually stumbled on the idea that he wanted to pick up the bishop and maybe the rook. And that was the whole point of knight at e5, but I could also have taken with the f-pawn. I guess that wouldn't have led to the checkmating sequence that happened in the game, but it's probably objectively it's a better move, f takes. But yeah, this knight at d6 move is very interesting in the opening. I can't say whether it's good or bad. No idea really. But I was trying to use this bishop off board to cover some of the key squares like this, and trying to make it as hard as possible for him to continue or find any way to invade my position. Yeah, the F pawn. The F pawn. I could have taken that way. Yeah, I didn't remember it either. So yeah, sometimes you forget captures that happen on move number 2 or move number 3. Okay, just relax for a minute. Yeah, knight d6. It certainly had me scared, but once I noticed the rook was covering e8 after bishop takes, then yeah, I think black should survive. Black should survive. Yeah, but always fun to play tactical games blindfold, because then yeah, it really tests your. No, everyone thinks this is beer. Here, look, I'll show you. It's cola. You see that? Cola. There we go. Organic cola. Alright. Where are we going to from here? Almost time to take a break, I think, but I don't know if Krypton's still around. He was challenging me before. Did he want to have a go? 5. Oh, he does have a blindfold account. So, are you still in the chat, Krypton? Just give us a thumbs up. Give us an okay. Still here. Alright, you ready for a couple of blindfold games? Just making sure the windows are all set. Let's take that away. Okay. So, let's get started. Good luck, buddy. Where are you from, Krypton? I must say somewhere. USA. Is it pretty early in the USA at the moment? Is it like 5 in the morning or 7 in the morning? Alright, so let's get started. E4, E6. Yeah, so you might notice I'm also, during these blindfold games, I'm trying to work out if something went wrong and trying to repair it in my head for next time. Just in case we get the same lines again. I usually try to always do this before I ever look at any engine analysis. So some of the videos on my YouTube channel have some engine graphs which come from the importing from other websites onto Lichess and using the awesome features that we have on Lichess here, such as having the graph and the centipawn loss and so on. But yeah, I always try and work out in my mind what went wrong and how I can improve before I go to the engine. I think this is good advice, especially for newer players. Okay, so I've got some options which way. I could sack a knight here, I could take on d7, I could take on c6. Could throw in a move like queen e2. Just have a little bit of a think. Yeah, I think sacking is always fun for the viewers, so, especially for no reason at all. So it's a French fried liver, attack, and no, an exchange French fried liver attack, which isn't normally too successful in chess, especially considering what piece you see on this diagonal here. Opper knight d6 is top move, says okay. Wow. I'm amazed. I didn't actually think it was working that well. So after knight takes rook, bishop d8. I don't know, maybe there was some opportunity for him to grab a pawn somewhere. Alright, now, am I going to take this? I mean, of course a knight in hand is always useful. But it's another idea to play pawn at g5. Maybe to grab this pawn here. Just trying to remember if I played d4. I haven't played d4 yet. And it's maybe even an idea to take here now. Knight takes and then throw in some queen h5 check. How does that work out? I don't know how it works out, but it looks interesting. Turn on some music. Yeah, but on Twitch I'm always worried about being marked for copyright. Doesn't that happen on Twitch? It certainly happens on YouTube. And I don't know how other streamers get away with playing copyrighted music. I don't understand how it works. So if someone has some more information, I'd be happy to read it. So queen h5 check. Now, is he going to be brave and play the 5-11 move king e6? I'd like to see that move on the board. What would I do in that case? I've sacked 2 pieces. Someone else is challenging me. Yeah, Viro says knight d6 is best as well. I have to look into that because I don't quite understand how it works. Should I just take this with check? So he's got the bishop here that's stopping him taking this one. So bishop there, knight there. I can trade the bishop for a knight when it suits me. Someone else says knight d6 is bad. I'm sure it's bad in this position, but we're talking about the previous game. Maybe you know that, I don't know. It's a bit hard to follow the chat and play blindfold. You should try it sometime if you think it's easy. Pawn at e6. Okay, I'd like to have some square to drop a knight with check, but this one just leads to a trade, which is maybe not so favorable. And so queen's here. This one. So what am I expecting here? Queen takes. Queen takes. Maybe. And there's also a really interesting move, bishop takes c6, and then take here, check. And he's got 2 knights and a queen to block with. I've got 2 knights to follow up with checks. Is that enough? Looks like fun. I usually just go with fun moves. Yeah, it's just too tempting. So looking at this. They mute segments, but yeah, it's a bit... I'm not sure that anyone would really like my music anyway. I like heavy metal. So if anyone's ever seen Andras's stream, Andras Taught, he plays a bit of heavy metal while he's playing bullet chess. King g7, right. So pawns like this. Still got the bishop there. And I haven't played d4, which is a bit of a shame. So where's my attack? Probably should play d4 sometime soon, eh? Maybe even do it. Could I do it now? Has he got some check to win the bishop? Queen here, knight here. I just want to get in the move pawn h6, or at least set up some idea of pawn at h6. Pawn at e6 I'm also looking at, but I'm a bit worried about queen at e5 check. I've got a lot of pawns in hand, I've got to do something with them. Let's start with d4. So look at this one attacking piece on the board, the bishop on d5. And it's pointing at the wrong color if I'm trying to attack the king. But something will work out. We'll just hope something works out. That's the way I usually play. We'll just sack a piece and hope. Sack 2 pieces and hope. And there's, I don't know, more chance that your opponent's king will be drawn out twice as far, I guess, if you sack 2 pieces. So I'm sort of trying to attack on the dark squares, and I'm sort of trying to set up some, maybe pawn e6, knight f7, this sort of thing, to win some material back. And I'm sort of trying to set up some pawn at h6 check, but it's good when you have a few different ideas in mind, because however your opponent responds, you can always choose one or the other depending on what's most appropriate in the situation. b7. No, I don't really want to go for b7. I've already got 4 pawns in hand. Why do I need another pawn in hand? What am I going to do with another pawn? Alright. That was bishop to b4 rather than bishop at b4. It's always good to go through the minor pieces where they are on the board. So I've still got a bishop here. 2 knights in hand. Bishop on c1. Bishop here, knight here. Rook here. He hasn't got a knight here. I thought he had a knight on g8 for some reason. Okay, so I better move. I don't want to block this line. That's why I'm putting a pawn back on e4 instead. This knight must have come out early and traded off for something. Yeah, this one, and then I took here. So looking at this diagonal, keeping it open as long as I can. Bishop b5, what does that do? Sets up a mate, perhaps? That's not, hits d5. Okay, so now is the time for pawn at h6 check. So he's going to come and cross this line, maybe on e7. Eventually, I guess. And then I'm looking at some knight drop, but I don't quite see how to stop him getting back. King f6. Could go pawn at e5. Ooh, so many options. Could go pawn to e5. Bishops are here, right? Threatening queen at e2 checkmate. Let's... I'm not sure whether I want to throw in this move or not. So king there. Yeah, a little bit worried about this because there's now several pieces hanging. 5 plus 3, all right, I better move. Pawn at d7 check. Yep, this is what I was most concerned about. Knight at g3. There's an empty square here. Pawns like this. Bishop here. King on b8. A bit hard to get to at the moment. Knight at f3, take that one. Knight at g2, king d1. Where's he going with all this? I'm not sure. He's trying hard to attack. Resign? What? You can't find a legal move, is that it? Can't find a legal move? I was expecting queen takes, pawn takes, queen, bishop takes. Then I don't have rook here, because the queen covers. I was intending to go knight back to f3, and that stops the queen at d2 checkmate. This is just what I saw. He forgot where all the stuff was. Yeah, it does happen. So after 20 moves or so, I tend to really struggle as well. All right, try another one. Just switching colors, drinking my cola. Yeah, I don't get it with all these rules. Everyone's asking me to play some music and not drink beer, because you can't do that on the channel. But you want me to play some copyrighted music on the channel? I don't quite get with all these rules. Okay, we've done knight c6, have we? I played knight c6 on move 1, yep. Okay. So we'll do the old pawn at g4. Might have seen this if you've been watching for a while. I think this was me and Opper's third blindfold game, where I took the other side. So I was playing white in this position. Now, did he trade on c3? No, he did some knight e5, really tricky move. I've never seen that one before. Maybe I'll try it and see how Krypton responds. Hey, how about that? I actually like this idea, knight to e5. Very unique position. So, and I was considering either check or bishop e2. Don't know if there's any other options here. So check seems to let the bishop out to a better square, but it does at least threaten pawn takes knight on e5. Just suggestions that you have to do, yes. Nah, some people might be turned off if I play too much loud heavy metal. We'll keep it quiet and focused. I don't think I could really handle playing heavy metal and trying to do a Blindfold Crazyhouse stream. Okay, bishop e2, right. Now, should ask Opper what was his idea from here. Reroute the knight or just sack it on f3? Don't really think you can get away with that. So knight g6 is possible. Yeah, go knight g6, maybe into h4. So is Brody streaming tonight, Jiggle? I haven't checked any other streamers. Knight g6, pawns like this. Ah, okay. I did actually have this idea to sack on g4. I don't think in the other game I was talking about it actually worked, but you know, certainly an idea to put the bishop on e2 and get rid of all these pawns here. All right. I mean, it does open up the h file, but brings the queen out to a good square. It's attacking and defending at the same time. A little bit hard to hit. Okay, this knight's protected. He's got pawns like that. So he's got 10 pawns, right? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 in hand. So what's guarding this square here? 2 miners on board. And, e1 and c1. Okay, so I could start with bishop at f5, looking at pawn to e5 as well. I got 5 minus 1, 2 in hand, bishop, and bishop here. Yeah, I think e5 is a way to start. Bishop at f5 was also looking good. Got a challenge from Hola mi nombre es Kiego. Is that how to say it? I don't speak Spanish, so... Is this guy the kind of Blindfold Crazyhouse? 20 wins, 3 losses. Who's got 20 wins, 3 losses? Pawn at f5. Okay, so he can't take this. I could just sort of leave that pawn there dangling, maybe put some more pressure on it somehow. Knight at d6 could be good. But he's got so many pawns. He's just going to make a chain here. Okay, what else? Maybe knight to e5 before I move this bishop away. I feel like I've got to knock around this queen. Is this line open? What about rook h4? Pawn takes, pawn takes. I kind of like the idea of rook h4. Don't know whether this is going to lead, but it looks interesting. So Jagul, you're Aussie, I guess. Which state are you from? And by the way, if anyone has a name on the chat which is different to their Lichess name or real name or whatever, then I don't have a clue. I could take that with a queen, or I could take it with the knight. If I take it with the queen, am I setting up a mate? With a sack and a knight g4? It does look good. Yeah, okay, we'll do it. So this knight's gone back here. He's covering g2, but he's not covering... Pawn and e4 might come in handy. He's not covering this one. Bishop is covering f4. Yeah, okay, so which way do I want to do this? Knight g4, king g3. Queen there, king runs this way. I don't have the square e5 for the knight. What can I do with the bishop? I'm going to start with this move. I'm not quite sure, but I want him to take this way. SA, Jaggles from SA. What else could he try? King takes, yes, good move. And now is this bishop? Oh, he took that way, so I could play queen check here, but then where's the follow-up? There's no follow-up. Right. The other idea is bishop here. At least it stops him coming back here for one move to h2. You're getting rid of this very useful defensive piece, which covers a lot of squares. So take there, take there. Sometimes when the mouse gets stuck, I think that move's illegal or something, and then I'm like, oh, what's wrong? But it was just the mouse getting stuck, that was all. Right, so where's the finish? I gotta stop him coming back this way. Maybe I could have done bishop at d2 as well. Probably would have been better bishop at d2. But this is looking good. Yeah, so I got that covered. I'm not sure what other moves he has this way. So I've taken there. He's still got pawns like this. Well, then there's queen here, I suppose. Yeah. King g3, that's made him want. Yeah. So, I don't know whether pawn at g3 was most accurate. Maybe there's a number of ways to finish off, but... Okay, so what to do from here? I'm just about to wind up, so if anyone wants to play maybe 2 more games, blindfold or not, like the sign says, doesn't matter. And yeah, this is just how I imagined it. I even forgot the bishop was here on f8. Might have come in handy, but I think I had everything covered with the light and dark squares together. So the idea is if he drops a pawn on g5, then I'll just take it and put the queen on g4 and checkmate that way from behind. So someone else was challenging me before. No, it's gone. So, name on Lichess. My name on Lichess, doesn't it appear there? Mugwort Blind. So Mugwort Blind is appearing just here. Can you see this? Or in the big window, it appears here. That's my name in Lichess. So if there's no other challenges tonight, then I think I will sign off. I haven't had dinner yet. It's getting pretty late. I'm gonna cook up something. Maybe some African grains. What's it called? Friku. Not quite sure how it's pronounced, but something like that. Friku. It's spelt like freaky, but I think they pronounce it a different way. Cook up some veggies and grains. Alright, so thanks for tuning in. It's been a lot of fun. We've got one more late challenge. No, standard. 1-0. I can't do blind 1-0. Opperwezen's very good at this, but no, I'm too old and slow. Slow with the mouse, even slower with the head. And yeah, maybe I could do 3-0, but 3-2 or 5-3 or anything in between is okay. No, I was born in Newcastle. Serial's asking, sounds like you're from Adelaide, but born in Newcastle, lived in Sydney for about 12 years. That's where I'm streaming from tonight. Jiggle goes, I can challenge in blind just to keep the stream going. You can be open eye, it doesn't matter to me. It's totally up to you whether you want to go blind or not. Whatever's easier for you. Someone wants to challenge me 3-0. 3-0 is better than 1-2. 3-0 is about the fastest I'll go. If I'm not talking at the same time, my brain tends to work a little bit better, so I can perhaps go down to 2-0 in some arenas, playing blind, but nah, not tonight. So I've still got a 1-2 challenge. No, so 3-0 or 3-2. Here we go. Oh, we've got a rated game. So Roto, is that you, Duta? I assume that's you that is challenging me. Okay, so we've got a rated game. I'm going to lose a lot of points if I lose this game. So here we go, e4, e5. Now, I've been playing with increment all evening. So this is my first sudden death. D5. So we talked a little bit about the fried liver as a joke, but it's not known to be a good opening in Crazyhouse. Knight takes there. Okay. He's already got me confused. Alright, so with him, I have played d3, so I can take this one back. I was just worried about my knight on g5, that's all. Bishop e7, let's just go for the sack, not think too much about that one. I was expecting queen takes back. Pawn there. Bishop takes, we're sacking like crazy here. King takes, alright, this is what we like to see. Very brave with the king, all the way out to e6 and all the way back home. He's like a scavenger picking up whatever he can along the way. Is he going to be a blocker here or come back? Got to get my queen into the action somehow. Queen g4, I'm looking at something like this. Alright, so king f7. Now, is there still a pawn here? Maybe I can pick that off somehow. Still a pawn here. No? No, he sacked a bishop, that's right. Bishop's on e7. Getting mated? No, I don't see mate. And I can't drop a knight here, because there's a black pawn there, right? So I need some sort of an access point. Yeah, maybe queen h5. I forgot what happened. Oh, he sacked the knight too, that's right, before. Knight here is possible? Maybe just queen takes pawn. So bishop's on h3. Now I'm targeting the square on e6. Pawn at f5, he's blocked that out. Yeah, I suppose we'll just try and invade on these light squares. Maybe knight d7, maybe knight f7. It just depends where he goes. Haven't quite decided yet. King f8. Alright, so now we go this way, because it's a check. No other reason. Alright, take there, take there. So the bishop's the only piece in the way. Ah, he's moved the bishop. Okay. So let's go there. What am I threatening here? Queen at e8? Okay, he's gone back. Now this diagonal seems open. So now we're deflecting the bishop, dropping a queen here, then going for the mate on e8. That's the idea. And check. And checkmate. Aha, got him. All that mental strain and I get 2 points for it. Yeah, did you think I missed a faster mate or what? So, is he brave enough to offer a rematch? Hola, hola mi nombre. Yeah, got him. So I'm relying on challenges, guys, to keep the stream going, otherwise we'll wind it up. 3-0, 3-2. You forget less and less pieces, says Legion Destroyer. Yeah, well, thanks for the feedback. I hope I'm getting better because I've done maybe 5 streams and 1 blindfold session without the stream, but yeah, I'm still very new to this. So I'm happy that I'm picking it up quite fast and hopefully getting better. Always interesting to go back through the games afterwards and then see if there's something really obvious which you would have easily found if you're normal open eyes or yeah, sometimes playing blind I do actually play completely accurate games, maybe just some slight inaccuracies but nothing even worth mentioning. But oh, he's gone blind, really? You don't have to. Oh no, I got 2 challenges. OK wants to play me and blind. Well, blind was first, blind Jagul. Maybe just 1 or 2 games and then we'll give someone else a go. But yeah, Jagul was first. But yeah, we can abort this one if you want. So I don't know, is 5-3 okay, or 3-2, or anything in between? Up to you. You challenge me. You got about 10 seconds to do it, otherwise I'll play okay. Nope. He wants to challenge 5-0, but he can't work it out. Let's just get a game started. Are you there okay? Alright. What did I do last time? Can't quite remember. Let's do the Dutch. What's this other challenge? 3-2. Alright. Oh, next. Jagul, you'll be next. Yeah, I mean 3-2 is a bit faster because I don't intend on going for too much longer, so it'll be the last few games anyway. Bishop G5, E6. There. Okay, he's doing the Terra 87 line. I have a video about this. It's I think it might be the 2nd video of the chess.com championships. Now sometimes I forget the move order here. As black you have to be absolutely precise with the move order. So I'm expecting some blocker on C3. C3, now we go pawn at E3. So of course the bishop is covering the queen drop with checkmate on E8. For the moment, at some point that bishop is going to be captured, or maybe I will capture the pawn on C3. But this is not something you want to walk straight into without any kind of knowledge, because it's probably one of the sharpest openings. I mean, a queen sack on move 5. I haven't seen any effective queen sacrifices before move number 5 in Crazyhouse. In Bughouse you can do similar things, like taking with the knight and opening up the pin here, sacking your queen that way. Usually works best if you've already got a pin like this on a knight on c3. But here the obvious targets are f2, e3, d2. So that's the idea. Yeah, so my opponent's taking his time here. And for good reason, because you can easily go wrong in this position. We might even have 5 knights on the board appearing soon. So hoping for 5 knights. And then we can play the Russian Magic Cup game where you shuffle the knights and then move them around the board, and you don't know which one's a promoted knight that comes back as a pawn. Because if you take a real knight, it comes back as a knight. If you take a promoted knight, you just get a pawn in hand. That's it. So I would really like to play... what's he done here? F takes. Okay, so now he's going straight into it. Bishop takes, pawn at f2 check. King e2. Takes here with auto queen off. Otherwise I get mated in one move, of course. So he's taken there. You can actually play king e1 and leave the knight on the board, the 5th knight. And now, what am I going to do from here? Where's the king? Okay, so we've got the knight here. Take on c3. It's one of the craziest openings I know in Crazyhouse. King d3. Now what? Knight f2. Yeah, that looks like the move. I'm trying to make sure he can't take this one back. King c2, right? He's avoided the tricks. Then bishop's on d8. And I'm going to go knight c6. So I'm just asking him the question, you know, does he want to attack? Does he want to try and cover some squares over here? It's very difficult to decide which squares are the most important ones to cover. It's so complicated. I hope you're enjoying this if you're watching, because it's one of the most exciting openings in Crazyhouse. So the knight's everywhere. One here, attacking the queen. I've got the knight here covering d8. He's got some potential threats with f7. The other knights are on f2 and c3. King's on c2. So I think it's okay to grab, and maybe he wants to take once like this. Aha, okay. Okay. Is bishop still here? So there's no pawn at d3 business. I should take it with one of the knights, but which one? Which one's more useful to keep on the board? Whew. There's also moves like knight b4 check, or knight at b4 check. And the king is coming out this way. And I'm releasing control over d8 if I go knight to b4. I'm going to start with knight at b4. I think this is the most accurate. King b3 perhaps. And then, well, I'm hoping that it's safe to take something like that one. Bishop at h5 check, right. So can I... Okay, time's running low, I better just move. So knight there, 2 knights here. Bishop covers. Which knight did I take with? King's on b3. I'm going to castle because I can't think. Where's the king? b3, knight's here. Bishop c4. Oh no. Ah, bad luck. Okay, I really wanted to end in a checkmate, but I was going for the c2 square. I'm just asking if you can hear the voice, because otherwise I'll have to communicate via text. So I was trying to take away the defender of c2 square, and I was very concerned giving him a knight because he has a knight for d6, and you can see there's a big hole on f7. So this is why I castled. I'm not sure that was completely safe, but I was going for queen at c2, but then I noticed the king could possibly run to a3. And then I was thinking, like if he takes d1 with something, then maybe I should place a bishop on c2 instead of a queen, but then there's king b2. I'm not sure where my next check is going to be. So tricky. So yeah, the knight on b4 with the king here kind of gets in the way. Maybe I have to waste a move moving it out of the way. Anyway, always a fun game with that opening. Wow. So maybe he's gone. Yeah, I don't think either of us had a mate, but I can never be 100% sure. I mean, the idea of castling, yeah, as I said, it's to avoid this knight. Or did I? No, your bishop was on c7, so you're threatening as soon as you had a knight to drop on d6 and mate on f7. So that's why I castled. Yeah, very fun game. Okay, I'm not sure whether you've seen my video from the chess.com chat, but look up the second video. It's got the game versus Terra 87. So when I'm not streaming on Twitch, this is the game that appears on my front page on the channel, where it's got the 4 knights chasing the king. If you've ever seen that, you'll know exactly what I mean. It's very similar to this game. So I will take on one more challenger, and then it's time for dinner. Very late dinner. All right, Jagul. Okay. Good luck, Jagul. Let's have a go. E4, E5. I'm going to confuse him because he's playing blind too. Playing a gambit, which I wouldn't normally play. C3. So the way to beat me in blind is by playing some ridiculous, nonsensical moves that I... Yeah, so the game I'm talking about, so I'm pretty sure it's in the second half. Knight f6, okay. E5. Bishop c4. I'll get e5. So this time I'm the gambiteer. I'm the one offering the pawn for extra development and pushing his pieces around like this. Bishop c5, okay. Nice to see an aggressive opponent like this. Take there, sack on f2, take back on f6 with check. He's only got pawns in hand, that's a lot of pawns. Can I block this diagonal somehow? I don't want to play bishop e3, it's a bit loose. Pawn at d4. Maybe bishop here, then I'll pick off the knight. Ha 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 ha! Jiggle says I've been converted to sacking a piece in the opening in Crazyhouse. It tends to work best with this kind of L shape here, this L-shaped formation. Because one of the aims is to keep all the minor pieces at bay, especially the knight from f3. Whereas in this case you've already played e5, and if the queen comes out, then maybe I can use that knight to hassle the queen. So this is what I'm talking about. I'm going to put the knight back on d5. But then there could possibly be a check. A check there. Queen e2. Bishop takes, pawn takes, knight at c2. King d1. Then queen takes, bishop takes. Kind of similar to the opperwezen game, which was game number 4, I think. So knight at d5 may not be the best move. It's a little bit dangerous, but he's ready to castle, so maybe I just have to allow it, and we'll start with knight f3. So if he puts a pawn here, then I'll go knight d5. If he puts a pawn here, then I'll have a think what to do. I'm not quite sure. And there's bishop g5 also, but there's always going to be a check like this. Okay, so now the intention was to go knight at d5 because there's no check. So the e-file is blocked. He can sack a queen for 2 knights if he's feeling adventurous, but then the g-pawn will be forced to take back here. And here Jagul hasn't moved any of these pieces, so this is a bit of a problem when you accept a gambit because you're a long way behind in development, and yeah, and also material because that knight has been sacked. There's a lot of things going on over here. So pawn on e4. I haven't moved my bishop yet, have I? Oh, don't go there. I was expecting queen d6 or queen c6. Yes. Are you listening to me? Or maybe he's not. He is. I'm sure I said that. If he goes here, he's blocked the e-file. Let's not check anymore. I'll go knight at d5. Maybe he didn't understand what here means because I keep saying here, there, rather than referring to the squares. It's too much effort to keep referring to the squares when you're analyzing something that hasn't happened yet. Let's not play standard. What's he done? King f8. Take that one. F takes. Okay, pawn, bishop, queen. What do we got? Still a knight hanging here. Any openings? What about queen at d8? Always good to put a queen where your opponent's empty spaces at the back, where the queen came from. So this knight's gone. There's a gap here, there's a gap here. He's traded the bishop, so nobody's guarding e7. So I think it's a good time to put a... Oh, hang on, he's gone king f7. Well, this should be checkmate. We did it. All right, so we are just winding up the stream. I am getting very hungry. I'm sure I've mentioned this a few times, but it's quite draining to play Blindfold Crazyhouse. Blindfold anything, actually. So yeah, Jagul was thinking as well as listening, but I was trying to give him some hints without giving away everything. But maybe pawn at g4 instead of pawn at e4 was an idea to keep the check open at least. Okay, I think I'm just about done for tonight, so thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the games. Really fun games, especially against jonnyrolstoel. Jonnyrolstoel, don't know how to say it, opperwezen. So we won 2 games each. But yeah, really fun tactical pieces flying everywhere. That's what we want to see in Crazyhouse. The game against OK was really fun, especially because it seemed like he had to work it all out over the board. But okay, that's it for another stream of Blindfold Crazyhouse. I'll catch you next time. Have a good weekend. Most of you, I guess it's morning, but the Aussies were going into a new week, a new working week for me. I normally get up around 6:30 from Monday to Friday. So I gotta have some dinner and maybe get an early night, or we'll see who else is streaming later on. I might be back. Okay, take care. We'll see you soon.